It's no secret that I think Wuthering Waves is currently the #1 gacha game on the market. Maybe not in terms of revenue, but in terms of overall quality, visuals, characters, gameplay and story. When you look at the full package, Wuwa just delivers. Sure, there are games that might beat it in one department or another, but Wuthering Waves does almost everything well, and that's rare. Now, this crown won't last forever. It was never meant to. New games will come out, the industry will evolve, and Kuro will have to keep pushing forward. They are already trying, with graphical upgrades, deeper character kits, and steady QoL updates. But let's be real. Stealing Wuwa's crown has never been easier, because right now, Wuthering Waves is in a drought. Not a content crisis, but content drought. Ever since launch, the game's flow has slowed down, and it's become way more obvious now that it's easier than ever to 100% everything. At launch, clearing the entire map, finishing challenges and collecting everything actually took time. Now it's practically automated. It's not that the game has less content, it's that players can clear everything too quickly. That's great for convenience, but it also means less playtime overall. And since Wuwa has no real side content to fall back on, players hit that nothing to do wall faster than ever. Now, sure, you could argue we have endgame content, but let's be honest, if you're a new player, you're not clearing anytime soon, and if you're a veteran, you'll clear it easily. And then what? Both groups end up doing the same thing, farming over and over, for 40 days straight until the next patch drops. Yes, we get events, and they help. But events alone aren't enough to fix the drought. Wuthering Waves desperately needs real ongoing side content. I get it. A lot of hardcore Wuwa fans only care about combat. That's fine. You want more combat events, combat side content, more endgame. Same here. I want it too. But the truth is, there are non-combat systems missing from this game that are just as important. Let's talk about the friendship system. Yeah, it exists. Your characters have friendship levels, but what does it do? Absolutely nothing. Why is it even there? Maybe Kuro planned something for it but never followed through. Then there's the dorm system, another type of side content that tons of people would love. Combat purists might roll their eyes, but let's not forget that casual players make up the majority of the player base, and they need content too. A fully fleshed out dorm system would give people something to sink hours into, especially when the daily grind starts feeling repetitive. And before anyone says, if you want all that girly or cozy stuff, go play Genshin, that doesn't fix the problem. I'm not saying Wuwa needs to become a live sim. I'm saying that these are core systems that every successful gacha game needs. You need places to use your characters and places to interact with them. Right now, we have neither. And look, as much as I criticize Genshin's current state, I'll give it this. Contrary to popular belief, and setting aside all those players that play the game 24/7, Genshin actually has stuff to do. Beyond the main story and endgame, you've got the teapot, which could practically be a whole separate game. You can grow crops, decorate, collect furniture, and spend hours building. There's the TCG, which even if you don't care for it, still gives players something new to do. There are crazy world puzzles, especially Prefontaine, that actually make you think. And don't forget the cooking system. There's an entire side of the community dedicated to just cooking. I cooked all the time in Genshin. In Wuwa, I barely touched it because it's basically non-existent. If Kuro added these kind of features, the little quality of life systems that keep casual players happy, they could focus more on expanding combat content for the hardcore crowd. Everyone wins. These small additions would turn Wuthering Waves from top gacha right now into an untouchable giant in the genre. Now, going back to what I said earlier, stealing Wuwa's crown has never been easier. And yeah, It's true. Forget the current gacha games, Genshin, HSR, ZZZ, that have to rebuild half their games just to compete. The new player jumping into those games today has to slog through dozens of hours of outdated content before reaching the good stuff. So the real competition for Wuwa won't come from them, it'll come from new games. A new gacha releasing today could steal the spotlight if it just nails 3 things. A story with decent pacing, good writing, and proper presentation. Animations, lip sync, the basics. Solid combat. It doesn't even need to match Wuwa, it just has to feel good. And most importantly, actual stuff to do. The game doesn't need to force you to play 8 hours a day, it just needs you to give you the option to. Right now, Wuwa doesn't, unless you love farming echoes all day, in that case, hey, go wild. So, what should Kuro do? Honestly, I think they're already working on it. I've said this before on stream, but I'll say it again here. Wuthering Waves should have been delayed until 2.0. It's been confirmed that Kuro was already developing 2.0 before launch. That means everything we've been playing up until now is basically what should have been 1.x cycle. Most of the 2.x patches felt like delayed QoL updates and system upgrades that should have been there at release. The real big leap will probably come in 3.0. By then, development will have fully caught up with the post-launch reality, and that's when we'll start seeing the game's true potential. I might be wrong, but if I'm right, 3.x is going to be huge. Anyway, those are my 2 cents on the current state of Wuthering Waves right now. Let me know what you think down in comments, and don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe and check out my live streams. I stream almost every day right here on YouTube. As always, stay critical. Bye bye. Anyway, where were we?